Hey, cycle breakers and barrier breakers alike. Welcome to the Fuck That Bullshit podcast, where we advocate, educate, motivate, and create a safe space for you to embrace the mental wealth of marginalized and disenfranchised communities. We are serving no bullshit knowledge, tools, strategies, and insights. And yes, we will be entertaining. Our goal each episode is for you to leave feeling empowered, ready to take action and make meaningful choices that pave the way to your abundant mental wealth. So enjoy, like, subscribe, share, and discuss. Make sure you save it too, just in case you want to look back at it and get some more tips and things. The PTBS podcast is for education, empowerment, and inspiration. It is not a substitute for therapy or professional mental health care. If you're in need of additional support, please reach out to a licensed mental health provider. Warning: the Fuck That Bullshit podcast is intended for mature audiences only. This podcast contains raw, unfiltered conversations about mental health, social issues, and breaking generational cycles. We keep it real, unapologetic, and explicit because healing and empowerment require honesty. We're going to have strong language and adult themes, unfiltered discussions on race, identity, and mental wealth, challenging bullshit narratives without censorship. So if you're easily offended, this might not be for you, and it's definitely not for kids. But if you're ready for bold, barrier-breaking conversations that empower, educate, and entertain, tap in and let's fuck that bullshit together. Let's go. Hey, and welcome to the Fuck That Bullshit podcast, where tonight we are saying fuck that since you got your degree and you know every damn thing bullshit. And I'm here with my host, Brian G. Money Turner, and big sexy Fred. Fred, what happened to the sexy? He both left me out to dry. He just hanging in the background. But nonetheless, we're gonna roll on and roll on. So I got this topic, of course, from Precious, but it came up because I got caught up in the internet on the what is it? The talented 10th. That's what it is. The talented 10th. I ran across a post about talented 10th, which was W.E.B. Du Bois's concept of the most talented and gifted of Black folk should rise to the top, get our degrees, do the things and all that, and bring the rest of us up behind that, right? And this was fresh out of slavery. This was, we was trying to make our come up in the midst of the systemic shit, right? And Zora Neale Hurston, on the other hand, felt like, nah, we shouldn't do that because we need community in order to make things happen, right? And I feel like that's still happening right now. So we should talk about it. There's lots of different aspects of today that is going on in the moment. Hey, bros, y'all just gone. I came back in.
Wasn't nobody there. Yeah, shit.
And Fred, where you
disappear?
Where you sexy at, Fred?
I know. It's on there.
It is. Oh, you got it down in the bottom. I see that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That was real little.
Mm-hmm.
A little big, so I can see a little bit. All right. Big sexy, So y'all want to hop right in? You want to talk about your week? You want to talk about anything else this week? Or you want to hop
My week
right
been busy. That's all. It's still busy. Everything busy. It's busy.
Boom.
I feel like Diddy on the run right now.
Oh, damn. That's serious business. That's serious business. But that's all right. That's all right. Fred, we can't hear you. Can't hear you.
I know, huh? Damn, but everybody having audio difficulties.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be like that. It'd be like that, Okay, one moment, Fred said. In the meantime, you watched the video I sent though, right? With the talented 10, right?
Yes. Okay. And I was unfamiliar with the talented 10 too.
Right. Concept, yeah, but
right,
that it was actually a thing, an official thing. I was surprised by that. I thought it kind of evolved like that on its own, but I didn't know it was a mission and a movement and such.
Right. Right.
And again, that's the same concepts of being, happening right now. And I also made a connection to it with the declassification of all these degrees and such.
Right.
When you get your degree, you think you know every fucking thing,
Well, at least a degree of things, anyway. And that shit should mean something, because it ain't free.
It's not.
It is not free.
And I mean, mine ended up being free because they canceled all the loans. So
right. But that was
thank you whoever canceled it.
Right.
But didn't think I was gonna have to pay $238,000 back.
Yeah, it's a lot of bread.
It's a lot of money, right?
A lot of bread.
But yeah, you do the work, you go to school, and Black folks from back in the day, it's like that's what we had was the education. That was the way out of the ghetto. That was the way,
We went to university. Like, what are you doing after school? University.
And we've always known that education was it, because that's what they didn't want us to read to begin with. And then kept us working so much that even if we wanted to read, we couldn't read, right?
Right, exactly.
There was no time for it. I recognize that was a part of the systemic thing too. If we always felt like we just working, because they always say put it in the book to keep it away from Black people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was strategic.
Right.
It's not that we don't want to read or like to read and all that, but who got time?
Right.
Hey. Appreciate you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Come on, join in.
Come on in. Glad to see you.
You ain't missing nothing yet. We just start talking. But yeah, I didn't know the talented 10 was an actual thing and a concept by W.E.B. Du Bois. And it's been attacked at every hand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What that person said? I ain't want to miss no comment. What he said?
They said, "What is this live stream about?"
Oh, this particular one?
Well, yeah, this particular one.
This particular one. We talk about a lot of stuff. That this particular one is about the talented 10th, which is W.E.B. Du Bois's concept that right after slavery, that the top 10, the top. I can't say top 10 per se, but the most talented of us should go ahead and get our educations, get into those spaces or whatever, and then pull the rest of the folks up, right? And which has been a degree of what we have done. I'm a professional, well, not for long, but that's a limited time now. But and everybody's gotten into, you get the nursing degrees and you get your doctorate and all that stuff. And then we've worked our way into these top positions and all that stuff, which I feel like is part of the attack, right? But it takes community. Over time, W.E.B. Du Bois also had to recognize that the concept did not work, because it did cause, when people get up to the top and they get to the proximity of whiteness and all that and think they know every damn thing, then they start looking down their nose at the other folks, right?
Right. Now, but I want to get back to that question.
Mm-hmm.
What this live stream is about is literally everything you could possibly think of. If you have a question, or if you have a comment, or if you got an idea, just some shit you want to talk about, it's about that. It's about that. Today's topic is about what we're talking about.
Right. And
but overall, it's
everything.
Very broad. Right. Very broad.
And we always
talk about hip hop and freaking men and women relationships. Right.
It's everything. And the premise of it is because I'm a mental health clinician and everything is connected to your mental health. Everything. Right. And as Black folk, we talk about Black folk issues, you know what I'm saying? But not from a standpoint of we just got to talk about it. Well, what's the solution? Trying to get
Mm-hmm.
people to think more critically and not just accept status quo. You know, like we got to talk about it. We got to get back to discussing some things. You know what I'm saying? And not just
Right.
like
Right.
with no intent, no substance, no nothing. You know what I'm saying? Which I know ain't too popular, but we still gonna talk about it because
Right. Because people like the drama. It just want the
yeah,
drama version of shit
and we
with
got
no goddamn solutions. There's plenty of
right,
entertainment shit out there you could just keep going in that circle with.
right.
But here we'll entertain you. And you
We
could even
will
join in on the conversation. Always
absolutely,
got an open invitation. But
absolutely.
we're gonna try to give you a solution at the end of the road too.
Well, I think Fred mic working because I hear a little scruffle.
Yeah, I know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I think we
But yeah, here you
and
just
everything
scruffling.
else in your background. Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, hold
All
on.
right. Flush that toilet now.
that's good.
You
Yeah,
ain't funny. You ain't funny.
he is very funny. You know he's funny. You know he's funny. You know, but I did have one. I had a clip to start things off with.
Mm-hmm.
Where um where the lady saw she kind of broke down the thing, you know, and because she's a teacher and all that kind of stuff. But I let y'all look at it.
What are your thoughts on the concept of the talented 10?
I just taught the talented 10th not too long ago. In theory, it's a lovely concept, but it's precisely the kind of thing that's similar to this notion of Black excellence today, right? That the talented 10th was Du Bois's idea that the highly educated, Black person would be the one to lead, the race forward, essentially. And he revised it, over the course of his life. The Black Scholars Program is in part, rooted in this idea, that if you raise up, a small portion, of our folks, that they will be the ones, to go out and continue to do the work and lift up others. But what's really important to critique about the idea of the talented 10th is that there is no value or leadership at the base of the Black community. That all of the magic lies in the elite.
Yeah.
And that is nonsense. Right? And it is the exact opposite again of how I understand history, how I teach history. It's not just about, these famous Black folks like Du Bois, and others. The magic, the wisdom, the creativity, the genius of our people comes from the masses of Black folks.
Right, and that was Zora's point. Zora's point
Right.
is that we all are valuable.
Yep.
Hey there, we see you.
Hey, what you doing? What you doing? What are you doing right now? Hit me back. Let me know.
But the idea, like what she said, is that, yeah, of course, as you get, and y'all know we got to phrase ourselves. When I blow up, you blow up,
You blow up. Exactly.
and so, and that's how it should be across the line. But most of the time, it don't be that way. It don't be that way. When we get up there, sometimes we look back and start frowning upon those where we was before. We start losing our minds and all that kind of stuff. But again, that is also a trick of them folks. But there's value across every level.
Right. And understanding like how it was set up initially, like from the from the get-go, like the top elite, get it and then bring everybody else up. So it's like I understand what she was saying, especially listening to it the second time. Right, because it is like saying everybody below that group, them people ain't shit.
Right, right.
Shit.
Yeah.
Like they can't get there without you. So it's almost like to discern Black success. All we got to do is get rid of the top 10.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get rid of them niggas just gonna frolic. You know what I mean?
Right. And that brings to the idea that, is it performative, right? Is it, I'm going to get up here and be however I want to be and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like,
Mhm.
forget the rest of you niggas. I ain't I'm good. And I see that in those people that's like, because black people need to get it together. Well, we do, but how are you phrasing that? How are you framing that? Right? Like
Right.
nobody at the bottom working toward a goal or trying to get stuff done and fighting
Right.
against the system and all that kind of stuff. It's just you, nigga. Just you the one that was able to do it. Well, how you did it?
Right.
Somebody
Right.
showed them
Right.
how to do it. But the thing is, they get to that point and it's like, I bust my ass to get here. You need to bust your ass to get here too. Well, how
Right.
you got there? Don't worry about all that. This is all you need to do.
Mhm.
Somebody, nobody makes it anywhere without somebody. Somebody had to show your ass how to walk when you were
Come on
1
now.
years old.
Preach.
So
Right.
that notion, and that's a notion that's big in the black community anyway.
Mhm.
Hey, I hustle for mine. You need to hustle just like I hustle. All right, show me how you
Gotta hustle.
hustle.
Right. Right.
Show me how you did it, and then guess what? I can do it. And
Right.
then, but unlike you, I ain't gonna hold on to it and talk shit to the next man. If
Right.
the next man asks me what I'm doing, I'm gonna tell him what I'm doing. Then I'm gonna show you what I'm doing.
Right. Right. And
And
that's what
then,
I'm supposed to look like.
and
I
then
mean,
at that point, if you want to take it and run with it, it's on you. But at least I gave you the tools to be
tools to do it.
successful.
That part right there. Yeah, and that's the problematic piece. I also saw when I looked at performance, like the performance culture. Um, there's a trend now, and this is like literal the up and down and the transitioning of. Have y'all heard of quarter zip movement?
No, I ain't never heard that.
Nah,
What is it called again?
The quarter zip movement.
Quarter
water zip.
zip.
Quarter zip, right?
Okay.
Yeah, never heard of that.
Um, there's I'm gonna let this dude explain to you because I got a good explanation right there.
This is the quarter zip movement explained for anyone with a 9 to 5. The quarter zip movement involves 4 key things: the quarter zip, Nike Tech, the CIA, and the public, which is currently being led by young black men. First, let's address the Nike Tech. This sporty jacket, often worn by celebrities like Central C, is being associated with what the public refers to as a YN. YN refers to a subsection of youth that act tough. Tough activities include strapping up, disrespecting elders, loitering, and evading the police. YNs are not the enemy here. The real enemy is the CIA. The CIA, in the context of this story, applaud when black communities are down and punch the air, that is, get upset when black communities are up. This sentiment stems from the belief that the CIA has played a major role in disrupting marginalized people. An example of this is the CIA Coca-Cola controversy. It has nothing to do with Coca-Cola. In the 90s, a journalist by the name of Gary Webb released a series of articles alleging that the snow sold in LA to marginalized communities was being used to fund a Latin American guerrilla army run by none other than the CIA. So if the CIA could have very well planted snow in marginalized communities, what else could they have planted? How about Nike Tech? How about Central? See, this is where the quarter zip comes in. November 3rd, a fellow named Jason goes on TikTok and says, and another thing, I'm a quarter zip dude now. I don't do that Nike Tech stuff. I'm elegant. I'm classy. The quarter zip represents everything the Nike Tech isn't. It's become a symbol to inspire young men to hold themselves up to a higher standard. This includes things like turning in the Nike Tech and downloading Indeed, replacing the DMs with Outlook and Teams, prioritizing education, replacing the batteries in your smoke detector, going to coffee chats, contributing to your 401k. The quarter zip is the antithesis of the Nike Tech and a direct defense to whatever the CIA has been cooking up.
Right.
He didn't have to go there with the smoke.
Yeah.
Literally though, there's one TikTok because people been hopping on the train, right? And all
Right.
that. And literally, like, it is massive where all these young men are like, nah, we're not gonna be ghetto no more. Yeah, they even there's this Hispanic group or whatever that look like gang members or whatever. So they dress like gang members and they rolling down this escalator and all that, and they pass a group of guys.
Oh, you talking about the Mexican
and
dude?
it's them. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's them coming
Right.
up. Right.
And stuff like that, because there's been and there's literally there's trending. It's trending really, and I think people are starting to catch on to the idea like we ain't gotta act like that, right? We ain't
Right.
gotta be like this or whatever. And lots of men have been like, encouraging it, like, no, y'all gotta change your image because you know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
um, and so of course a lot of jokes have come out of it too, like, like we're distinguished gentlemen. We change our the battery,
Right.
so it's been that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. Quarter zips and matcha, right? I like it because the men, the dudes look nice.
Right.
And
Right.
they dressing well, and so it's the flip over, like we ain't gotta be strapping and gangster, we can have a LinkedIn,
Right. And
Yeah.
the the guy who's talking about the snow in LA.
Oh yeah, the snow, yeah.
Yeah, that's Snowfall. You ever watch this show?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
Love
yeah,
That it's that
Snowfall.
that
Yeah.
Snowfall, that show told the story how
right.
they infiltrated the neighborhood with all that dope so they can fund that war. And it really is what they do.
Yeah,
It's how they fund wars.
Yeah.
right.
Exactly how they fund wars.
And
It's not
anything,
even new. But I tell you this, it's illegal.
right?
Well, selling drugs is illegal, of course,
Illegal.
but
Yeah.
the CIA has no jurisdiction on American soil. That's why we have the FBI. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
yeah, man.
And so I like I said, and I hope it doesn't end up being just a trend that people really start to change, how we're viewed, right? Because that is a choice. That is a choice in how
Right.
choose to be viewed by
But
even each other, right?
right.
Because all of that comes with the mentality.
Right. I mean, I think that's doable because we've seen it before. You know what I mean? When Public Enemy and X Clan and all that was popular, you saw that change, but it was a whole
Yeah.
change. You see what I'm saying? Like not just the people change. Like, and yeah, that was during that time because I just got through watching Malcolm X, Denzel's
Okay.
Spike
Yeah,
Lee's Malcolm X, and I'm sitting there looking at it, remembering how I felt when I was sitting in the Joy Theater watching this movie, how empowered I felt. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that vibe was everywhere, and inside, outside, everywhere in the Black community.
Right.
The issue with the hard way for it to turn nice, what dude's saying makes sense, of course.
Yeah.
But it's the industry. Now, and it don't even need to be the industry. It just need to be the people. Because for real, fuck the industry. You see what I'm saying? Because there's a spot for everybody. You know what I mean?
And that part. Right. Now that brings me to the other part that I was thinking about was, so Ralph Lauren, of course, is connected to this thing too. There was two gentlemen who did they jumped on this quarter zip thing and all that, and they posted like every single day, and they said we posting us in our quarter zips every day until Ralph Lauren calls us and gives us one or whatever, right? And so there was a lot of stuff in the comments, including myself, that was like, can we start our own thing and put y'all logo on it?
Right. Yeah. Why we need that?
Right.
We don't need that.
It's the Ralph Lauren thing though, that was they did there's a new advertisement. What is it? I forgot the name of the advertisement, but whatever it is, they're showing Black folks in a different light, because they represent eliteness and all that kind of stuff, right? And so there's been a discord about the elite advertisement because it's Black folks in nice clothing and and all that kind of stuff, right? So I looked a little further with Ralph Lauren. They're also been doing there's a contract with an indigenous designer, right? And
okay.
like because they've also been sued for like biting people's shit, right?
Right.
Like, so so it looks like it appears to be that they are trying to be more inclusive and all that. Now we of course know all times the bottom line is the bottom line. Who they know where the resources lie and stuff like that. So I think some of it could be, we apologize, let us get our shit together and get with y'all. But at the end of the day, we still need to sell this stuff. Right. And we know where the money lies, So I think it's a dual thing. It seems to be sincere enough though. So and I crossed one TikTok where this man mentioned, do you know who's behind the ad? Right.
Right.
that matters too, because maybe they got some people in there that's like, nah, we got to change the look of this thing, right? And stuff. And I didn't go any further to research it and stuff like that. But if the person behind the ad is a real advocate, and stuff like that, then maybe he's going.
If I'm not mistaken, the head of their design department is a black guy from Howard University.
Okay, yeah,
Because they got Ralph Lauren got a whole HBCU line.
right. They sure do. They sure do. I saw that. Right.
I think they got like it's a couple of people that they got, and they all graduated from HBCUs.
Okay. Which would again fall in line with what we're talking about with the talented 10th, right?
Right.
Is that you can get behind those doors, right, and do something different, like
Right.
get the people to be like, no, we need to do it this way, stop excluding my people, kind of thing, or whatever. I think like that was the intent of
Yeah.
that particular movement and all that stuff. But in lots of spaces and places we got in there, and we didn't do that. We didn't do that. Which only made us continue to look down on every damn body else, and I think there's a case there where people won't admit the systemic issues, right? Like we're talking about, flooding our neighborhoods with, drugs and stuff like that. That's a systemic issue. Can we escape it? Yeah, but you got to have the knowledge to escape it. You got to be around the right people. You got to have the right attitude. There's a lot of components to getting out of it.
Well, I mean, you can tell the difference from now.
Uh-huh.
There wasn't a quote unquote, back in the 80s, there was a quote unquote war on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't become an all out real war on drugs to opioids and fentanyl.
Because it started hitting other communities.
Because it started going into white suburban areas, and the majority of them, because let's be honest, they won't give us opioids, even if we need them.
That part, Fred, that part.
And fentanyl, when you look at the regular price for fentanyl, that shit is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't buying that. They don't have a generic version of fentanyl, so black people ain't going to use it. Exactly. So the only ones that can use it is the people that can afford to buy it.
Mm-hmm.
White America. But then white America started dying from opioid overdoses and fentanyl overdoses. So now it's just it's an all-out war on drugs.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, all you got to do is go to the pharmaceutical companies.
Right.
But the pharmaceutical companies are billionaires, and billionaires don't attack billionaires.
This is true.
Not till another billionaire come off, then they'll knock you off. It ain't no big deal.
Yeah. That's the game they play. That is the game that they play. Mm-hmm. This other lady did a little talented 10 rant, and I think she included the Ralph Lauren stuff. So
okay, this is my last post about Ralph Lauren's Oak Bluff collection. But I'd be remiss if I wrapped up this 3-day discussion of Black elitism, Black wealth, without mentioning W.E.B. Du Bois and the Talented 10th. So let's talk about it. So back in the early 1900s, Du Bois believed that about 10% of the Black population, the most talented, the most skilled, should lead the way for the rest of us. He thought this talented 10th could uplift the whole race by setting the standard, by being the leaders, the thinkers, and the teachers. And in theory, they kind of sound like, okay, this might work. Because in Du Bois's mind, he saw those people as the ones leading the way. So, in theory, I guess it kind of makes some sense. But here's where it gets tricky. A lot of people reference W.E.B. Du Bois's Talented 10th when they talk about Black elitism. In reality, the Talented 10th did not work out the way Du Bois thought it would. What he realized was too many of the so-called elites weren't uplifting at all. They were assimilating, seeking approval from white society, They were creating distance instead of building bridges. And y'all, we see that play out in society today. So here's what doesn't get talked about enough. Du Bois changed his mind. He evolved. He realized this model wasn't working. It was divisive. And a lot of those folks he thought would lead the way, they weren't pouring back into the community. They were separating themselves. So later in life, Du Bois pushed something different. He started talking about collective uplift, about Pan-Africanism, about a kind of Black global solidarity that didn't rely on a chosen few and definitely didn't mean assimilating to whiteness. And I think that's important to note as we talk about this whole Ralph Lauren's Oak Bluff collection and the Black wealth conversation. While I still love the collection, because I kind of like me a good preppy look, and the clothes are beautiful, I also want us as a community to think about the bigger picture. How can we own the brands that are pushing those narratives of Black wealth and luxury? Because, baby, that's the goal. Because I always stand 10 toes down on this. We need to buy Black and support our community as much as possible. And if not, support the communities that pour back into our community. And Ralph Lauren, unfortunately, isn't doing that. Check the statistics. So even Du Bois had to evolve. And maybe that's the lesson for us. We can celebrate Black excellence. We can celebrate Black wealth. But not if it means recreating hierarchies that harm the very community we're trying to uplift. I'll talk to you all later.
And that do be the point. It's the higher
Yeah,
problem, right?
yeah,
Operate as a collective. But of course, and we've talked about this 10,000 times on the show, that separation is their game,
right.
right? So if I can separate the elite Blacks from the poor Blacks, right? Just like I have the elite whites from the poor whites, because the poor whites don't know no difference. They just, follow blindly and all that stuff, right? And so if I create dissension between, you got your degree, you think you know every damn thing, and those with degrees looking at people without degrees like all you gotta do is pull yourself up by the bootstraps,
Right.
then you cause discord. Then they can never band together, and then they can never take down what they need to take down, or lift themselves up to a certain extent, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because white America is the model.
yeah, right.
How many successful Black people do we know? When
Mhm.
you see success, it's always white.
Right, right. So you equal that, yeah. You
So
that
you equal that. So, and where you come from is poverty. It's we don't live in neighborhoods. We live in hoods.
right.
Take the neighbor off
Off.
and just leave hood. We live in the hood.
Oh, that was
You
good.
know,
Yeah,
you come where I live at now. I'm in a suburb outside of Dallas. It's nice.
yeah.
No trash on the street.
Mm-hmm.
All this. If you go in the hood,
Mm-hmm.
it's trash all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that wasn't always the case.
It wasn't. It wasn't. I saw an article about that a long time ago too, where somebody did a study about the why. It's the pride of your space, right?
Yeah,
Because there's not much ownership in most hoods, right? There's you're feeling sad, you ain't got time to be doing all your, like, there's all these oppressive feelings and thoughts and actions and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna open my can and throw trash on the ground because I don't have any pride about where I live.
yeah.
Right.
Because I mean, the only real example I can use is New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Percy and Shirley.
Yeah.
Everybody up and down Pauline Street owned their
On their own.
houses.
Yep.
Across the canal was the largest, like, all Black community before you got to St. Bernard Parish.
Uh-huh.
Damn near everybody across the canal owned their home.
Their own. Mm-hmm.
And across the canal back in the 70s and the 80s and a little bit of the 90s
Mm-hmm.
was nice.
Yeah.
Everybody had their yards cussed, their houses was nice, everything.
Carry their stuff. Uh-huh.
But then when you start building, when people get access to what they consider better looking neighborhoods, they leave from where they were at and go move to New Orleans East, Metairie, Kenner, Lakeview. And then everybody who was owning a house, renting a house. Lilwood. When my dad lived in Lilwood, everybody up and down that street owned their house. I mean, you had the apartment complexes way down the street, but just about everybody that he knew, that I knew, owned their house in Lilwood.
Right. And I think that, like you're right, it's right. There's a sense of pride when you own your stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
I was just about to say that.
When you own your stuff.
Right. How is it? You just made that transition. So how is it? When you own
it's creepy. It's a little creepy because we had a socket that wasn't working, and I was like, man, we about to call. It's like, shit, there's no one to fucking call.
With myself.
Exactly. No, it's a good feeling though. It's a good feeling.
Yeah. But it's a transition. It is a transition, right? And like Fred said, but like Mimi and them, and everybody on that, all the people did own the houses, right? Because you could own a house back then because it was like 30 grand.
Well, because you didn't have to go through a whole bunch of bullshit. You needed a job and a house for sale.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Right. And then
they just make shit up.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of made up shit.
Exactly. So more systemic barriers and stuff like that. I also think we can tie this into the declassification conversation because, if rising to the top, if you will, getting education, getting a degree, getting into, professional positions that can lead to even higher, positions and stuff like that. That gave us some more positioning, and I have my own practice now. I don't have to work for other people, right? And so I feel like too many of us did it, taking care of it, bringing other folks in, taking care of the folks, and we are lifting each other up and taking care of our own as well. And I really think that's part of the issue is us taking care of us, right? And all that. Then they came with the declassification stuff. It's also these positions that they declassified are mostly women. And a lot of black women.
Yeah. It's in the nursing field, right? That's a definite thing. Right. And I don't know. I need somebody that know or think they know. Why in the fuck are they doing this though? You see what I'm saying? And we know it's a money thing and all that shit, but it can't be just I hate black people and I hate women, or either I look at black people and women like they're below. A strong millionaire white people. I can't believe, because if it's just fucking that's some bullshit.
Yeah,
that's like super bullshit.
It's and when I tell you it is a lot of super bullshit. So like if we look at it as a system thing, right? Because I did some more research. So like on a grand scale from their point of view, right?
Right.
They can identify inconsistencies, right? And they can use that as reasoning for, I'm not gonna pay you. Because I thought about that for me, right? If they can declassify my position as professional, do the insurance companies have to pay me? You know what I'm saying? So like,
right,
we're already dealing with, right? It's very much system, right?
Yeah.
Like, do they have to? But the insurance company's already giving us a hard time at every end. The same code we've been billing for the past since I've been in school. Now all of a sudden, that's an extended session, right? Since when?
Right.
Like,
right.
They want you to bill for the session below because they don't have to pay you as much. But literally, it's a 6 or 7 minute difference, right? That's extended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not long.
That's what I'm and you know what? Yeah, just like my man said, it's 100% systematic, but it's bro, them motherfucking people get on my nerves. Yo, you know what? I want to ask y'all something though. Do y'all remember Doge? Remember when Doge
Yeah.
was a thing? That shit just
Yeah.
gone, huh? They had
Yeah.
that fake ass beef.
Mhm.
My man was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. Motherfuckers, I'm losing money. He's like, all
Right.
right,
Yeah.
you done stole enough. You know?
Yeah. You
We gonna
didn't
have
got enough info,
we're gonna have a fake ass hip hop beef, and then you're gonna go on your way. You know what I'm saying?
That
And that's
was a fake
exactly
ass
how
hip hop beef.
exactly
Yeah.
because if it was so important and so vital to the economy, it didn't even officially close down. Motherfuckers just stopped
They
talking
just,
about it.
yeah, they just
Niggas
disappeared.
just stopped talking about it. All them little high school and little college that lost their fucking jobs. Well, they might have got a free Tesla out the shit.
Maybe.
You know, that Y model is nice. I ain't gonna
Is that the photo?
Yep.
Yeah, that photo is not.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was just some bullshit.
Yeah.
He was doing that, but the people that paid him like, hey, get your ass back to work, or we're gonna put somebody else in your place.
Right.
He had to start a fight. You know, like Brian said, they sat in the White House, work that shit out so he can go back to work.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
You know. He said, I wish we could generate a grassroots crowdsourcing system. That way they couldn't stop her. And I would like to see that too. I would love to see that too. And I think we headed in that direction, but but just as many of us that are woke, they just got that many people that still sleep. All right.
Right.
You know what? I'll never believe that. I always believe it's more woke people than sleep people. It's just that the sleep people make buku more noise.
You're right.
They
You're
just
right.
make
Think about
buku
that.
more noise.
They do
Man.
make a lot of noise.
So they seem like their numbers are higher, but
Right.
and of course, you know, people that's thinking we moving a lot more carefully because and not out of fear. Don't ever get it twisted. We ain't never scared. We ain't never scared. Just moving with you know what I'm saying, with a more very strategic. Very strategic. Man, what that is, who that is? Element 615.
Yeah.
Man, you might have to come on the show. I
You
like
want
what
to come on the show, Element? You want to come on?
Yeah, I'm telling you, boy. You could stop typing if you want to.
Yeah, you want to talk? Come on.
Yeah.
But you know what this remind me of?
The word. I'm gonna send you the link.
This whole thing with all this craziness and bullshit, The Matrix.
Yeah.
A handful of people that knew the truth, that was trying to.
It is the same concept, Fred.
They're trying to wake up the sleeping people to let them see the light.
Okay.
Some of them want to. Some of them know it's bullshit, but they so entrenched in the system that they don't want to wake up. I mean, just like your boy, when Agent Smith was making him that deal.
Yeah.
It was too hard to know the truth. It was easier to just run with the lie. He knew it was bullshit.
Right. But the difference is though, once he went back in the Matrix, he wasn't even gonna remember that he was ever out. These motherfuckers sitting up here watching fucking TV. They know what the fuck.
You watch it from YouTube? Yeah, he watch it from YouTube. Let me get YouTube.
Yeah. So I mean, these cats, they know what time it is,
yeah.
But I mean, you know, I mean, because every day I look at the news, I'm like, shit, what now? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, this dude just gonna be like, all right, can't nobody wear shell to Adidas no more. It's illegal. Then I'm fucked because I ain't wearing no goddamn Nikes. But it's like anything, you know what I mean? It's anything. It's like I'm gonna make a college degree not mean shit.
Valid. That
just
shit. What kind of shit is that?
And that's what I'm saying.
Basically, he making a bachelor's degree into a high school diploma.
Well, more like an associate's.
How about
more like dropping it down to associate?
Hell no, because at this point, bro, I know so many people with bachelor's, master's degrees that I make more money than.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean,
they got all of this because most of it, and it is black women, unfortunately. Most of them got degrees in HR, some kind of office shit, and that flooded out is nothing for them to do with that degree no more, because HR is really becoming a joke. HR departments don't
There's
work for
no
you. They don't
power in
help
HR.
you.
Right.
HR protects the company.
Right. Yeah.
So the company got rules to follow. But you think about it, you go to, Brian, you go to HR and say, "Oh, Tom touched me on my ass."
Fucking
Sorry.
Tom beat the shit out of it. That sounds like a white man name too. That's
Right.
different kind of rape.
But they gonna do the investigation. 9 times out of 10, ain't shit gonna happen to Tom.
Right. But yeah, I've seen coworkers go to HR and nothing.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Nothing happened.
Element, you got a Facebook page? It won't let me open up the thing to put the link in what you call it on YouTube.
Let's see. Oh, they know him. Asking Nate see if he got a YouTube, Facebook page.
Because I gotta find Element and get his link.
Okay.
And all that.
And see, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna put this out there in the atmosphere. On this podcast, you can be on just instantly.
We ain't gonna put that link out there for any and everybody.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You show some interest, we gonna get you.
Exactly. Because I know I can't do all that typing.
That's a lot of typing. I know when I be in the audience, I'll do the same thing. And all that. When they put it in there, I don't know if it let me see if it completed it. Yeah. Check the description section, Element, and see if it showed up in there. Cause it should now. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. But the other things that I came up with he said, okay, one second. He's about to see. It should be right at the top. But the other things I found that said it would create different labels like MH1, MH2, and this for the mental health space, right? Then they'll reduce the overlap. They'll cut down redundancies up by making clear which degree can do what, and then they'll claim it'll reduce costs and improve hiring efficiency. And they'll do the pay scale, right?
There you go.
On tiers, and then they'll expect this to stabilize budgeting. Translation: they think they finna save money by pushing more people into mid-tier roles, right? And now understand one other thing I paid attention to was these are positions that AI can't do.
Right.
They positions that AI can't do,
right.
Because you can eliminate the rest of the stuff by replacing other, certain technical things with AI, but you can't replace me.
Right.
And I've said that over and over. And my whole industry is like, you think it'll be able to, not unless you're a smiling nod kind of therapist.
Exactly.
If that's your jam, then you might be replaceable, right?
Yep.
So,
but you know what? A lot of this shit is it's a lot like not the Matrix. Every single solitary movie I ever saw where technology takes over.
Yeah.
And now the robots are doing everything. Actually it reminds me of Wall-E. Yeah. Because and you saw what happened to all the people. They just got fat. Everybody got fat.
I don't want to do nothing. And they all, when the earth died, they went floating on the thing
exactly.
Space. Yeah.
Just being fat ass.
And then from Wall-E we get the Matrix when the fucking machines turn on our heads. So
we got the Terminator turned on us.
Right.
Nah.
The machines the machines got
right.
in Matrix, they got smart.
Yeah.
Don't kill them. We
Right.
can use these motherfuckers.
But they
Right.
ain't need batteries though. They you know
Yeah.
that just wasn't the storyline. And I just watched fucking Terminator. You know that shit was mad confusing.
It was.
Yeah.
It was very. It was
It,
very.
it was a
It took a
dope.
long time to get any kind of connection in the concepts. All I know was
Yeah.
the crazy man was after everybody, but I ain't get the concepts of it.
Well, the
Yeah.
concept was the son.
The son, he
Who was-
came back to save
No.
himself to
Nope.
right?
Nope.
Ah.
The son raised his dad from 13 years old, trained him in warfare, then sent him back
Oh, gotcha.
to meet his mom,
Mhm.
then but never told him he was his son the whole time.
Right.
And I was like, well, this is some wild shit.
That's some wild shit. That is
If you watch all of the Terminators, the whole prefla of the story is Skynet cannot be stopped. It's not about stopping Skynet because that shit was gonna happen.
right.
It was all about saving John Connor so that he could help save the world.
Right. Basically, he was Neo.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
always the one.
well, yeah. But you know, Neil was more like Jesus.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's still the same concept. He's supposed to.
Well,
no, Neil
Sean
was
Connor
like-
didn't sacrifice. He didn't
Yeah.
sacrifice anything. He just had a good idea. He had an idea that worked.
Neil sacrificed himself to save everybody.
But that's the
AKA
ain't that what they sell Jesus as? That's how they sell.
Right.
They sell Jesus.
Right.
as-
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Neil was a closer story to Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you think about it on the last
Sean was just
one.
a hero.
Yeah, when they was carrying him off, they had the little light that looked like an angel while they was
Yeah.
carting him off.
Coming up.
Yeah.
Right. But y'all do know that the concept, the machines created the whole the one concept. So
Right.
that's the reason why Neo's story floated the way Jesus' story floated, because human beings would accept that story because we've accepted that story. They already know that. You know what I'm saying? Because they told Neo, it's like, you're not the first one.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of other ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Bunch of other ones before you.
Yeah, you're just the most stubborn one, but you're not the first one.
Right. So let's see. Oh, we moving along.
We might have to set one up with element.
Oh, there we go.
You know, we could do.
Try it now.
Okay.
Try it now. They can say you just stop.
Try,
Let's see.
try it now.
Because it looked like it went through that. Yay. We're gonna get this stuff together. We still learning. I mean, we still learning. You first person wanted to come on. You know what I'm saying?
And see, and now y'all have learned a lot about the Matrix and Terminator. So, you know, hey.
Yeah. Now, I have a nurse practitioner intern who is getting her doctorate right now in psychiatric nurse practitioner, right? And something when me and her was talking about it, she mentioned she felt like part of that declassification also was her intention when she finished this programming is to open home clinic, right?
Right.
So she gonna open home clinic. She gonna care about the physical and the mental health of a person. You know, me and her gonna partner up and all that. So if my people need medicine and physical health, I'm gonna send them over there. And when she know somebody need therapy, she gonna send them over here. And so that's a good collaboration. And we both know that we both about helping our people, right? And all that. Again, that's the thing they don't want. So she felt like, okay, this is a way to keep us from having our own stuff. And that means we have to continue to work under the doctors.
Yeah.
Right. So there is a control factor there.
Yeah, there's a control factor there.
Yeah.
Right.
But if you Willie, who own a mechanic shop, it's cool for you to know Walter, who does paint jobs on cars.
Exactly.
You can have that connection.
Exactly.
Because everybody can benefit from that.
Right.
Yeah.
I should have that other thing. I saw somebody do a TikTok that was making fun of the classification of nurses and came to work and was like, they kept asking them to do certain things like no. I'm not professional. Like, you know.
Oh,
Right.
the little black chick. Yeah, that was funny as hell. She was on her phone at
I
the
think that's what I
nurse's
said. It
station.
was somebody else, but yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that, right? You know, and came in there with a little tip thing and everything. Like, no, this is customer service. Where's my tip? You know, and
Right.
it need to be on the
And
third percent end because I'm cleaning asses. You know what I'm saying?
and do they not understand like the depth of what RNs do? You know what I mean?
Do they care about
yeah.
that?
That's
You
the
know what?
bigger
Not
question.
understanding. They
When they
don't.
old raggedy asses is in a fucking hospital,
And
they gonna
that's
care
the
like a
cost that
motherfucker.
they not counting.
Right.
That's my issue is that the cost is lower quality care. Because trust
So
me,
it's gonna be 100% lower quality care. Yeah.
the currency y'all created as currency is how I take care of things. And if I'm not exchanging too much of me for
Right.
this much, right? This
Exactly.
again, y'all want it to be still slavery, but it's not, right?
Right.
And all that. And
Yeah.
we're out of that mindset of going in there and work yourself like a Hebrew slave for a little bit
Right.
of change, right? Literally,
Exactly.
we're like, what's the pay?
Mm.
Yeah, we're in StreamYard. Yep.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir. We in StreamYard. Yeah, but again, that's that. Like shit. Like I've been saying, their racism not only affects us
Mm-hmm.
and brown people when they when they declassify these,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna affect white RNs too.
Right. But
Exactly.
yeah. But I ain't gonna lie. I done got clever with the whole bigoted shit. It never was a white thing. It might
No,
have started as a white.
right
I don't think it
thing.
even
Yeah,
started as a white thing. It started as people with money. And
money.
then you
Yeah,
had, the poor whites who complained less because they could say, at least I ain't black.
Right.
So it was never it was never about like what
Right.
they thought it was about. You know what I mean?
no,
Yeah. And I forgot this lady that wrote the book Cast.
Mhm.
And they made it like a movie too. And my therapist had recommended it to me. But she was like studying caste systems, right? And
Right.
all that, and that they're built in hierarchy and elitism and money and all that kind of stuff. And so
Right.
it's like so caste systems exist in practice in a lot of different places, right? India and all that kind
Right.
of stuff. There are caste systems, and so ours is just based. Skin color is one of the things that they use, right?
Right.
And
Right.
all that
Right.
because they needed an identifier and stuff. So they use skin as an identifier because in other caste systems there has to be some sort of identifier of who's who. But if everybody the same color, then we got to find
Right.
another identifier, right?
right.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
But since they brought us over here with the, with the we different, right? And not only brought us over here, took care of the people that's here already, right? And stuff
Right.
like that. They came here first with the bullshit. But then that became the identifier. And all they did from that point was systematically figured out through the census, right?
Mm-hmm.
And check boxes and such, and force people into categories because every census since back in the day, if you look at it, has different categorizers for boxes. Even
Right.
for us, even the changing of classifying black people is systemic too. Your Negro, your colored, your African American,
Yep.
like it's all meant for separation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the people that got colored on their birth certificate, they feel like they're colored. That's what's on. That's fine.
Right. Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Next generation that come out as Negro is a whole different. Now I'm African American. Now you black. Like so now
Right.
there's black people, right? But we all the same, right?
Right. Right.
Then you get the people that come over from any area of the earth from the same diaspora, right? And now they consider different too, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the
There are more
catchy catch.
people of color on this earth than there are of European descent, of white folks. There's
Right.
more of us than there
Right.
are of them, but they would have you believe we are the minority, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that don't make no damn sense.
Right. Which is why they had to take the every other race and turn each race
right.
against and make
Yeah.
everybody their own pocket.
Right.
Because if black and brown and yellow and red and tan,
Right.
if all the colored folk got
Right.
together, they outnumber them. So they broke everybody up into groups.
Right.
Man, the Tower of Babel.
And then you
That's it.
exactly
Yeah.
it's how Babel.
Mhm,
If I can
mhm.
separate y'all, if I can move y'all apart from each
It
other,
creates
different
confusion. You
language,
can't work
all
together.
that, right? You know, and every community that build themselves up as a unit, LGBTQ is like, yes, all of us get together, and then it like
Right.
except y'all trans people.
Right.
Right.
Y'all
Now
Yep.
different.
that,
Let's just
you
add
know
some more
what?
some more letters on here. Yep.
Yeah.
That killed me right there with
Yeah.
the LBTGQ.
Mhm,
Like
mhm.
I had never seen like when it come to like with lesbians and gays
Mhm.
and then trans people. It's like, you ain't really one of us. Like
Yeah.
y'all all get discriminated
Again,
the same way.
equally. Yeah.
The
You know.
guy that don't like lesbians, that don't like gays, he don't like trans people either.
Yeah, he don't like none of them.
Right. It's gonna
Right.
be like you're queer, but this trans is okay. You know.
Right, exactly. And that's
The
what
the biggest example, and I refuse to call him by his new name, is Bruce Jenner.
oh.
Yeah.
Bruce is trans, gay, whatever he calling himself,
Mm.
so he can just run around in a dress. I'm convinced of that. Because if
Is
you
he
listen,
trans? I thought he was a cross dresser.
He's trans.
no, he's trans.
He
So he
identifies
got the surgeries and shit.
Yeah, he identified
Oh,
as
shit.
trans.
Yeah.
But I watched that stupid show with him.
he's
I
gonna,
watched it, and looking at him going through that show and dealing with trans people who live that life every day, like 24 hours a day, you could tell
different. You feel different.
this motherfucker didn't really want to be trans. He just wanted an excuse to wear a dress.
Mm.
Because
It's just been a cross
he
dresser.
never, because like he never got down for their causes.
Right.
He never,
Right.
nothing that
You
they
in this
wanted to.
position, again, that's
Right.
hierarchy, right? Because if you're in a position that he's in, you can speak for the masses.
Right.
Yeah.
But you
Juicy Smoothie spoke out more than his ass. And
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
and still speaking out for,
Right.
and he's
Yeah.
speaking for across the board. He got all the
right.
letters.
Everybody.
You know what I'm saying?
He
Everybody.
wanted the perks because he wouldn't speak out for trans people.
Mhm.
But he sure took that Woman of the Year award that ESPN gave him
That pissed me off.
Bruh,
a month after he transitioned.
and
I
what?
was
But what? 2 months after he ran somebody over with his fucking car and killed him. You know what I'm saying? So that
Thank you.
and then I remember when that happened. I felt like every woman. I don't give a shit how you feel. I think every woman in the fucking world should have been pissed the fuck off because number one, how in the hell you gonna give a fucking man fucking woman of the year?
Brother,
I
yeah.
don't get that.
You know? Yep.
I don't get that.
Yeah, that shit. I mean, and that said a lot to women.
Mhm.
You know, I don't care what your race is. That basically said there was not one fucking woman
There was no
who was good enough to
Right.
win this fucking award till we had to
Because again,
give it
that's
to
not
a
even
man.
a dismissal of the
Right.
trans thing. It's just a
Right.
lack of acknowledgement
Yep.
of all of these other women.
Yeah,
Right.
that was some wild shit.
Doing things in the community, taking care of like not one.
This motherfucker did nothing.
Nothing.
And nothing. And whatever the fuck he did do, he did it as a man. You know what I'm saying? Because bruh. It's like I got a lot of respect for the LGBTQ. You know what I mean? I got a lot of respect for that for the community. But he really should have. I think, and I mean what I'm saying. As a man, he should have said, "No, I don't deserve that. There is a deserving woman." I think all, whether people was in the LGBTQ community or not, everybody would have had more respect for him at that point.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I mean, because the women that was up for that award that year, like
right. Who was up?
Serena Williams. They had I forgot that they had some white girl, but these was like they did
shit. Right. They did things right
through the whole year. This motherfucker just transitioned a month ago.
Right.
He ain't do shit but make a reality TV show.
Mm-hmm.
And ESP. So y'all gave him the award because way back in the day, he won a gold medal and was on the fucking Wheaties box.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Again, that's his man accomplishments.
Said, I'm tired of being a man, but I don't want to transition into a whole. I have more respect if you would have did the whole, just went all the way through with it.
Right. Right.
But you didn't even really, you didn't really do much of nothing.
Mhm.
Like you half-ass did it, and then ESPN said, "Oh, Woman of the Year for what?" Every woman should have walked out of that place.
Yeah.
Right there. They should have all got up and just left.
But you know, that shit was agenda too. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was agenda like a motherfucker, because you saw when the agenda happened, because I don't give a shit what you was watching on TV. It got to the point where it was over inclusion. Now I'm down with inclusion,
Yeah.
right? But over inclusion. I was watching the last Planet of the fucking Apes,
Mhm.
and I'm like, we need gay apes? Do we need that? Yeah, because there's this one where one of the apes got killed and another ape was talking to him. He was like, well, what happened? Was that your friend? He was like, that was more than my friend. That was my and it was a male ape talking about another male ape. But I'm like, yeah, bro, it's I don't know. It's like when white people try to write black shows. You know what I'm saying? It was like that. I was like, all right, we don't need that.
I literally was just about to say that, because and because that becomes an issue when we are creating our own spaces, right? And all that. And there's this expectation that we're supposed to let them into our spaces.
You coming to the barbecue shit?
Yeah. Like having to invite somebody to the cookout and all that kind of stuff. Like, no, that's not necessary. You don't have to invite everybody to the cookout.
Right.
No.
And that's been, I think, the fatal flaw of Black people too, is that you did a little jig. You're invited. No, they're not. We're like, what else has he has he stood up for our rights? Like is he standing strong beside us? He wouldn't take a bullet? Like, you gotta, like we talked before, you gotta be vetted.
Right.
You just can't.
But I mean, you know, most of the people that say that they say it based off a white person that does black thing well. I would say, you know what I mean? Because the same way people talk about Eminem, like he's a god, and I'm like, he's a really good rapper.
Yeah,
he's a really good rapper.
But
I wouldn't say LL is a goat, and actually he created the fucking term goat.
Come
you
on.
know what I'm saying? So.
Right.
But yeah, we let people in, and it's funny because they don't never let us in their shit. You know, I was thinking about joining the Klan at one time. They wouldn't let me in because I was black. That ain't make sense to me.
Right. Precisely.
My feelings was hurt.
Right. Why you want to do this to me, man?
I know, huh? Shit. Trying to be the first black Klansman.
I feel like you feel.
I'm gonna invite my boy George on here. He said he's had a whole conversation with a Klansman. I was like, we need to talk about that conversation.
What?
Yeah. I mean, I talked to one once, and this was back in 2000. We was living in Harrisburg, and they had some kind of rally, and I just was talking to the guy. Dude was a regular ass dude, had a regular ass job, lived a regular ass life. But I see, you know, things that's built on faith and how you're taught, it stick with you. And he was like, man, I don't hate black people. He was like, but he really believes that somehow affirmative action is taken away from his community. And plus, he wasn't a rich man. He was a regular day worker like the rest of us. You know what I mean? So he had, you know, living paycheck to paycheck, like, you know, like most people. So I'm like, yeah, I get your struggle, but shit ain't got nothing to do with us.
Right. But you have to place the blame where the blame should be placed. Right.
But the thing is if all you listen to is Luther Vandross and somebody come and tell you about Freddie Jackson, you be like, Freddie Jackson ain't shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
right.
if you only, you know, and I kind of you kind of see this like, oh, so you've been listening to one thing
Right,
your
right.
whole
That's all
Yeah,
life.
you
your
know.
whole
Yep.
life.
All you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's not like it wasn't taught to him with hate or with anger, and I'm pretty sure at times it was,
It's a matter of
but it
fact.
was also taught to him. Yep, as a matter of fact.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's you don't you question it less. Then if somebody is
Right.
saying fuck them niggas, but they saying like, see what it is, son, is that the way the system is set up. You know, black people being that they're minorities, they get more. So if somebody's breaking it down
Break
to
it
you
down like
like
that.
that, you're like, oh, it gotta be true because nobody's angry at the people for it. It's
Right.
just the way the
Right.
system is set up. So
Right.
yeah. It was a real interesting conversation though.
Right. And that's like I think I talked before about how my first intern, Brittany, she started working at one of the universities out here because they had a history of
Oh yeah,
Lone
yeah.
residents, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And when she sat through the training and one of them little white ladies said, "Oh, well, I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought I was not causing the family a financial burden of college, and that's why I didn't let them in, right?" And
Right.
and since with all her little sincere heart,
Mhm.
thought she
Yeah,
was
thought denying somebody for college who applied for college
applying for
was helping
college.
them out.
So
It's like, I'm gonna help
right.
you. I'm gonna say
Right,
no.
right. And to me too. And I just thought about this. We talked about like the values and all that. We
Mhm.
value education, right?
Right.
And partially because we know how valuable it is, right?
Mhm.
And it was also denied. So
Right.
we
Right. Big part
value
right there.
education. And
Mhm.
so the the other thing is I forgot what it's called, but the idea that um people who are incompetent don't have the ability to know they're incompetent, right? People who have good sense and have competence have the ability to know their limitations. So incompetent people are super confident because they
Right.
don't know. They don't know,
Right.
Right.
Right. Yeah,
you know,
there's no balance to their stupidity. They're just
exactly.
maximum dumb,
Exactly.
right? Yeah, yeah.
Right.
You
But as
as
a
dumb
competent
as
human
you can be.
being, I can say, okay, knowledge is limitless, right? So I
Mhm.
can forever be learning. So there's always something that I can learn, something I know because I have that competent knowledge of knowing, a competent ability to know that. But if I'm ignorant completely and I'm incompetent to know, then I don't even have, it takes competence to know you incompetent. And that's the sadness. And that's what I start to see in a lot of them is that I can't critically think. I don't have but I'm doing the right thing. I know I'm doing the right thing. I know I am.
Right.
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 No, I am. Right. And so they take every step in that belief system and in that knowing that no, this is right. And there couldn't be anything possibly different from what I've been taught, told, or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
So like you have to have the ability to critically think.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to go back and ask you, well, who taught you that?
Right. Right.
You know, who
Mhm.
okay, so your grandfather, who taught your grandfather that? I
Right.
bet you at the end of this trail, it was a motherfucker with a bunch of fucking money that needed y'all ass to keep working so
Yeah.
he could continue to make fucking money that
Exactly.
told you this shit.
Right. You
Mhm.
know. Um so even looking at that like from a whole and a systemic and like you say, if you take it all, if you take it far enough back, you have a white man with a whip in his hand, right? Because that's the start of that mentality of like, no, they're less than, they're lower than, they're not human, they're not, no,
Right.
this is what they do. This is what they do, this is who
Mhm.
they are, right? But just like we talked about before, you don't know as a kid that what's going on in your house is not the same thing that's going on in other people's house until you get to talk to the other people, right?
Right.
So
Right.
it's the same thing in that. Like if this is what I've been taught and I know for all this time and all that, then there's no until I start talking to other people. The problem with them is they talk to other people, but they still don't believe it. They don't get it. They don't. I tell people even in therapy, you have to have the ability to see things from different perspectives, and if you can't, then you're fucked.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
Because everybody wanted one way. Ain't shit one way. You know what I'm
One
saying? So
thing, not one thing is one
yep.
way. You know. I also explored not only like the kind of the step by step of what it would look like for them. Because I know it's about the declassification is about also funding, all right? So that means people won't get money to get in school. Changing, like we say, changing the tiers and the classifications of the actual jobs themselves so that they can decide how much you can pay and what the cap is and all that kind of stuff, right? And to pretend like it's reorganization and all that kind of stuff and keep people at this middle lane, right? But black people gonna always thrive. But if you put an obstacle in our way, we're gonna figure out how to get over it, under it, through it, around it, whatever it is. But it's not gonna stop us. There's gonna be a few of us that's gonna fall off, but they're gonna, for the most part, we're gonna rise up, right? So I looked at it from the standpoint of the nurse practitioner position, right? Because that's pretty much right up under doctor.
Right up under.
I see it. I prefer it, right?
Right.
And stuff like that. And I had a thought and I had to write it down right quick.
Dig it.
But so what I started determining, even looking at that, was first, we're already doing a separation anyway, where a lot of doctors are going to holistic medicine, right, and getting away from the Western medicine model. Lots of therapists are letting the degree go. Let's become a coach, right? Because those things are also restrictive in what you can do and what you can tell your patient and all that kind of stuff, right? You know, my nurse practitioner will mention, have you heard of turmeric? That might help with your inflammation, but they don't teach her that, right? And they used to really restrict them from even mentioning those things. And the doctors, no, you push medicine, right? Which give me a whole nother concept too about how pharmaceutical companies go in there and give them perks for even passing out medicine. You get all these free samples in the beginning so they can get you on the medicine, right? And I don't know if practitioners are down for the thing. And because they are women, right? Like, and women, and that's what I wrote down, like, and women's health, they don't listen to us, especially black women. They don't listen to us, right? And so we're not being taken care in the healthcare field either. It took for us to get in the field in order for women to be doing better, but it still ain't perfect by any means, right? And all that. But what I really thought was, if people figured out at this point that if I can keep climbing this nursing ladder and get to nurse practitioner and be right up under a doctor and still have the power to help my people write prescriptions, do the things, or whatever the case may be, have my own shit, then what you think will stop us from just going be doctors?
But that's what's gonna happen. You're gonna have buku black doctors, buku black administrators, buku black directors. That's all that's gonna happen.
Goal line, cool. Yeah, we're just gonna meet the new goal. And you've already taught us that we had to do more.
Exactly. Right. So we used to that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We used to, well, all you need is a high school diploma. Oh, them niggas got high school diplomas. All you need is an associate's degree. Shit. Damn. You know what I'm saying? All we did was we just kept doing the thing.
Every time you move the bar, we made it.
Right. And then we started creating concepts, legal concepts, where you can make a whole lot of money and you don't even need a fucking high school diploma to do.
Thank you.
So all they're gonna wind up with is a bunch of black ass doctors. So what inevitably is gonna happen is they're gonna have to cherry pick the black folk from the niggas. You understand what I'm saying? Because an educated nigga is still a nigga. It's just a nigga that'll follow some white folks wherever the fuck they send them.
Right.
And so they're gonna have to create that. They're gonna have to invite them to the country club and shit, and put them on that mind state that I'm better than you. Because you get buku black doctors, all they're gonna do is make sure that buku black RNs become buku black practitioners. That's more black fucking doctors.
Right.
So
you know, hopefully the people continue to wake up though, and hopefully people can still get in those positions and still help their people. Right.
I don't think it's gonna stop people from even doing it, because I mean they can only dummy down that dollar so much, and I know that one of the big ways they screwing people over, especially with the RN program, is the loans. You know, they're making it unaffordable. Where that shit used to cover, I think, a large portion, if not all of it.
Absolutely.
So now you still got to come out of pocket. But all that's like anything else, somebody's going to create a program.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Because I promise you, when it happened, I was like, okay, how's this going to affect my you know, my position and my field, and how's it going to affect choosing empowerment specifically? Because I'm intern driven, right?
Right.
So that means less kids getting into school, like, you know, adults. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call y'all kids. Oh, y'all grown ass. But less people getting into school, less people finishing with the degree. And when they get in there and go for the internship, we already stretched thin. We are already stressed that it's hard enough to find clinicians that can do what we do. And I had to let go of a couple of people so far because they didn't have the capacity to do things at this revolutionary level, right? Because I'm not just a practice, I'm a movement, right? And so having an understanding that is going to affect in a lot of ways. And so that for me, that means choosing empowerment, got to find other ways to make money so I can try to pay some interns, so I can try to help somebody get through school. So like, you know, so what can I do on my end as a professional, you know, to again, help somebody make it up here, right? I'm going to have to bring my, you know, hold my hand down and be like, all right, come on, get on this train. This is what I'm going to help you do to alleviate some of the pressure and stuff like that. I feel like they got enough of us that have money. I think there's enough of us that can collectively, you know, create funding and all that for things like that, right?
But do they want to do it? That's the question. That sounds great. It really does. But in reality, being a realist, how many people want to do that?
We don't know. We need to ask
we've asked that question.
We've
asked that question, and it's been out there, and we really don't get enough people to do it. I know nursing school is hard because I talk to people that have 5 and 6 loans.
Oh, I know.
Just to go to school. Now, after they finish school, they ain't no nurse till they pass the test. Your degree don't mean shit.
No, you gotta pass. You gotta get licensed.
You gotta get licensed. And then
there's a barrier at every step.
If you fail the test once, you got to come back in 6 months.
You
got to wait a whole year. And then by that time, your deferment time is over with on your loan. So now all 6 of your loan payments kicking in. I look at people that's paying $1,500 a month and don't have a job because they got to wait a year to pass the test. And every time you take the test is different.
Yeah. And this is a big barrier. It's a big, and in every single field, the NCE for counselors is stupid. The social work one is horrible. And I'm watch people try to take it. And I know, I don't know if right now, but I know for the national counselor exam, there's only so many times you can take it, and they just give you a some sort of health degree. I mean, health license kind of thing or whatever. But you can't get an LPC. You can't get licensed, right? And stuff because you didn't pass that test and all that. Hell, and we can go all the way down to what is already considered non-professional. My daughter went to school to be an esthetician. Took the test 5 times, still can't pass it. And that's a simple test, but it's set up to fail.
My daughter went to school for the same thing.
Can't get past the test. Can't get past the test, right? And I walked in there, I'm like, I know this shit. Why is this worded like that? Right?
Right.
And it reminds me of like the wording, if you've ever seen it, for voting when they was trying to keep us from voting.
Oh yeah, the fucking marbles in the jar.
That kind of shit.
Right.
Yeah. So like it's a setup to fail. And so for me anyway, and I think that's also why I know lots of people that I'm like, man, you could be a counselor. And there's like, I ain't going to school. If I say, I don't think you should. Like, don't waste your time or your money, but find another way to to use this skill,
Mhm.
right? You ain't got to call yourself a therapist to be therapeutic. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
because people been counseling people for years,
Yeah.
you know,
thank,
with or without a fucking
thank
degree.
you.
And
Thank you. What I
everybody got
did not require this degree. I was already
right.
doing it.
Exactly.
I did that because the white man said I needed to do it in order to charge this or call myself that or get insurance to pay
Yep.
me.
That's it.
You know,
That's
Yeah.
it.
my
That's
license was
it.
in jeopardy. That's what I learned from that situation. Because
Mhm.
I'm like, wait a minute. Yana Van Zandt ain't no damn licensed therapist. She fixed everybody's life.
Oh, live on the Oprah Winfrey show.
I don't
Thank
know.
you.
Yeah, right.
But
That
he's got
is.
no
And
license
you
no
know
more.
what? That is true. That mom.
Got the license. And I said, and I said,
She's
what's
just a
the license?
person.
She's just
She
a
Right.
person. Tell people that.
She
She
just
don't
a,
lie. She don't pretend. She tell people that.
Right. Right.
I'm just a regular person using my life experiences and the things I've learned,
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. And yeah, did I go to school for some other stuff? But I ain't no licensed clinician or nothing like that.
Right.
You know, I'm
Right.
just telling you what I know. Even and
It's
sometimes
awful.
I'm telling you what I know by the spirit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like that. So
Mhm.
you don't need a degree to have the knowledge and all that. But you just have to be able to learn the skills. And my favorite phrase now is, but first you got to give a fuck. First you got to care. All right. So
Right.
if you care to
Right.
help people and not harm your people, then cool, do what you got to do to make that happen and all that. So, but it's never been the degrees and it's never been the letters. It's never been about that. They sold us that. They sold us that.
Yeah.
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 And that's why I say the nerve of y'all to try to sell it to the people and then snatch it away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Too many of y'all
Shut up.
start,
Nah, don't
people,
mean shit. Ah.
Mhm.
people started figuring out a way to go to school
Go
because
school.
before the problem always was, as a parent, I can't
You
afford
can
to
afford
send
to
you to
send your child
school.
to school.
I
That's
can't
right.
afford to send you to school.
Mhm.
White parents got money that's been handed down from generation to generation. They had school money saved when that little motherfucker was in kindergarten.
And they had a
Mhm.
spot already because they had went to that school already.
Thank
Right.
you.
Yep.
I went to Texas A&M. My grandfather went to Texas A&M. Your great grandmother went to. Got
Mhm.
10 generations that went to that school. You already in,
That's right.
and all your shit paid for.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And so it
You
took
know,
it took student loans and all those things to provide the financial access. But the costs continued to go up. The loan amounts didn't go up as much as the
Nope.
cost did.
yeah,
My daughter owed way too much money for damn esthetician school right now. To see
mine too.
Mhm.
and all,
Mine too.
that should not be. That should why the financial aid don't cover the whole cost of a
Yep.
trade of a trade
Yep.
school, right? And stuff like that, and those trades are needed. The issue though is like just like having the realization that the letters don't matter and the degrees really don't matter and all that. It's like it's what you do with the purpose in what you're doing, right?
Mhm.
Somebody out there tell me if a DJ ain't valuable.
Yeah. Somebody.
Yeah,
I wish
yeah.
somebody would say that shit.
I wish
I
somebody
be kirking off.
right?
Without me, your the goddamn party sound like this, and you don't want it to
You
sound
want
like that. You know what I'm saying?
right?
Exactly.
And you've even said, Brian, before, like don't discount the trash, man.
No.
Yeah.
Because
Shit.
who's gonna pick up that you'll find out how
Exactly.
valuable the trash man is if he go on strike.
Look, and I tell people about when I was working for Waste, they was talking about in New York. I think that was in the 80s or something when the trash man went and we
Went on
watched the little
strike.
film
Yeah.
and shit.
That was a nasty city, wasn't it?
Yep, the whole fucking city.
I bet it stunk the fuck up there.
Yep, shit, worse than London in the
So
summer.
every position has power. Every position has value.
Man, it's like I tell people, you could have
Yeah.
a 2026 whatever, but every piece of that car is important. You can have a Hellcat motor, but let the tires decide we don't want to be tires no more. That motherfucker ain't going nowhere.
Going nowhere.
Every facet of life has value.
Right. And so whether they believe we have value or not, we need to recognize that we have value. If you decided I'm not an LPC no more, that's fine with me. Because I'm still gonna be Chanel Baptiste, the no bullshit therapist, your favorite no bullshit therapist. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So and mental wealth coach and PTPS podcast host, because that's my little thing I do on TikTok.
Well, damn, that's a lot
You got-
to remember. Shit,
Yeah.
It rhymes, so if
Uh-huh. I dig it.
So what to say? Element. Oh, I'm sorry, Fred. I'm moving too fast. Ain't I?
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, about the access, not just get it right. Or who gonna let
Mhm.
you in the door once you get it?
Yeah.
That's why we have to create community for ourselves.
Right. And I mean, then that's the whole point of tests that you can't pass, because it's like we got to give everybody a test, but we need to be able to control the test.
Yeah.
That's right.
So whether
Yeah.
you pass or fail, they can still say you passed. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Thank
it's
you.
still a level of control with that shit.
All of us a level of control, right? And which is why the thing that whatever I can do through my practice, I'm gonna do through my practice. Like
Mhm.
when interns are like, I can't find no place to intern. Don't nobody want the interns. Nobody wants it. And I'm like, well, come over here and intern, right? You know,
Right.
a way that I can contribute to my community and my therapist community by being a place where they can intern and get real knowledge, not just the school book stuff, right? Get real life on the court,
Right.
practice at this, right? And stuff like that. It's going to take those of us who do have position to eliminate that stuff out there, right? To keep it, you ain't got to worry about that out there. If enough people on this side of the game who have positions, who have the ability to help each other, actually do the help, right?
And see, that right there is my main problem. The
Mhm.
biggest obstacle that I have a problem with, I need an accounts payables manager. You
Mhm.
got to have a bachelor's degree,
Mhm.
but you also need 6 years of managerial experience.
That's crazy.
I got the degree. Nobody wants to give me a job
Because
because
you
I
ain't got,
don't have no experience.
yeah, but you can't get the experience.
But I can't get the experience unless I got a job.
Then they've always used that one. They've always.
Time. I keep using time. I'm sorry if there's a time out there. I'm just using your name.
Don't take it personal, Tom.
Tom gonna make sure Jimmy get a job so he can get some experience.
Mm-hmm.
Hakeem got a company that do the same thing, but he won't hire another black man because you don't have no experience.
Y'all gotta figure out the game. You got to you got to figure out the game. You can't play the game. You cannot play that same game. You
Yeah.
know, because like for me too, like every intern that rolled through here, if you can make it through the end of internship here, I will consider you good people to be able to continue to work here, right?
Right.
And all that. So if you in internship here, then that sounds like you're a good fit. Do you want a job?
Exactly.
Automatic here, right? And stuff. The people that have not moved on have been people that didn't finish internship here, right? Or we agreed that it wasn't a great fit, or whatever the case may be. You just got to make a choice as somebody in that position, right? Or even us banding together to like, if we can do if you can go fund me for everything else, right? If we can put together a coalition to do this or that, we can do the same thing with this. And we say all the time, all we've ever wanted was to take care of our own shit, to do our own thing without being bothered. Because as community, we know how to do that shit. Historically, we know how to do it. We just need people to leave us the fuck alone. Will
They
they
never gonna do that. They need our funds.
they
They
need
need our funds. They need our labor.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Either offer the Hakeem will hire the white dude for optics. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Damn, Element, I wish you could have got on, bro. Me and
And
you
Element,
sound like the same kind of dude.
you need to send me an email or something. Something. You know what I'm saying?
Because he had absolutely right. He will hire the white dude for optics. And then when the white dude don't know shit, now you back.
All the white dude find a way to fuck over him because that's how they operate.
Yeah.
Get in here and learn what you learn, get your knowledge, all that kind of stuff, and try to take over your damn company.
Or burn out right when you need me the most.
Because they not resilient.
But this is a capitalist country.
Right.
So why would people even get mad if I stay at your company for 3 years and then bounce for a better job.
Right.
It's the American way.
Right.
That's what y'all taught. That's what we do. That's why there's a football coach out there right now, Lane Kiffin. He just left a job with a team that he took to the college playoffs to go be the coach at LSU. Because LSU paid him $7 million more than he was making at Ole Miss.
You know, that sounds like a nice increase.
And
very decent.
And everybody said, well, he should have stayed for the kids. Why?
Why?
Right.
Why? Because
if somebody offered one of them kids that money, they'd have left his ass. So
Exactly.
now here's the thing. There's this thing in college football now called the transfer portal.
Okay.
Well, if Jaden go play football at the University of Virginia, and he feel like he ain't starting, even though he just got there, he a freshman. They got 20 people that's better than him. But and the coach say, look, man, you just sit out this year. Next year, you got a chance to start. Jaden say, fuck that. I'm gonna jump in the transfer portal. I'm gonna go to another school and go play there, even though I committed to this school. They gave me a scholarship.
Right.
So if they can jump in the portal, Lane Kiffin can jump to LSU.
Right. Right. Like you said, it's the capitalistic thing of whatever. We value the dollar more than we value people. We value the dollar more than our commitments and all that kind of stuff. So, and that's the mentality. That's the mentality. You know what I'm saying? But
that's business. That's what they say. That's business.
At all. But I think what I see over time happening, there's got to be a cap, because like we're looking at the cap right now with the degree thing, right?
Right.
What else can we do? We can just all go. We just all gonna be doctors. Cool, right? But then how valuable is it to be a doctor at that point?
Right. I mean, once it's over inundated, it's going to lose.
Everybody's a doctor. So what?
Right.
So what?
Exactly.
You know, everybody can prescribe medication. Do we have enough medication for all these doctors that can prescribe it? Do we need more pharmacists? What do we need? Right.
Right.
Stuff like that. So at some point, there has to be a cap to something, and it's all going to crumble, and we're going to go back to like, what does the doctor even mean?
Right, but it is. I mean, and I'm not sure exactly how that law or that rule shit is written, but it's my hope that somebody's gonna come behind this foolishness, this fucking circus clown show shit, and kind of make things sensible. You know what I'm saying? And because right is right and wrong is wrong. I mean, and the shit is just that fucking simple. Like the thing that aggravates me more and more is like this motherfucker's just doing any fucking thing, like anything at all, and motherfuckers keep saying okay. You know what I'm saying? This shit don't make sense. The shit has, and even if there's a, I don't know, mystery millionaire man that's making money off of this, that's what, 1 to 5 fucking people. That is not a whole fucking industry on the come up because of this shit. Schools, those RN schools are gonna lose money.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody else is gonna lose.
Exactly. That that's what I was asking before. I'm like, you know, this I get it if it's about money. I don't agree with it, but it makes more sense than anything else.
Right.
So, but it's like there's a shitload of fucking people who you're not even really going after. That's gonna lose fucking money. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So it's my hope that this shit is not some kind of fake ass permanent shit. Because you know the way they writing these fucking laws and these fucking rules, that shit is just on some super anything shit.
Yeah.
So
just do what I feel like and whenever I feel like it. I don't give a fuck about nobody because that's how they operate.
Right. Yeah. It's nothing is about consequence. I mean, this motherfucker pretty much said. Only thing I give Trump props for is this bitch showed us. I call him a bitch. This bitch showed us. You could be anything you want to be. You ain't got to be smart. You don't have to be educated. You don't even have to know what the fuck you doing. But you could just be whoever the fuck you want to be. God damn it, the motherfucker was right. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? What you think about Element Comment? He said, what he said?
He said we need a Wakanda that won't become a Greenwood.
Well, you I got
It
an
ain't
opinion about Wakanda, though.
I was
You
about
know
to
what
say,
I'm
oh,
saying?
right quick. Mhm.
Wakanda, I mean, look, Element, go back and really check it out and watch that animated show and really watch
yeah.
the first Black
The
Panther.
first Black
You'll
Panther.
see Wakanda, what like people get the concept that Wakanda was a black thing because they were black people. No, Wakanda was a Wakandan thing only. They ain't really fuck with nobody. You could be on fire. Wakanda could be invented the best fucking fire extinguisher known to man. Not only do that shit put the fire out, it heals the fucking skin.
Right.
They ain't spraying your ass.
Yeah.
They are not spraying
Are
your
you
black
Wakandan?
ass. They be like,
Oh, okay.
no, this is Wakandan spray only. You know what I'm saying? The Wakanda aspect, because it's just like I put two and two together and figured out Killmonger was the good guy. Actually,
Yeah.
Right.
he was the fucking good guy. He was
villain
the
in
hero
this
for the common man. Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
villain.
because he never
But I get what you're saying though, Element. Yeah, we
Yeah,
do need a
you know,
Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
But yeah, because Killmonger didn't want to rule Wakanda.
Right.
Mhm.
He just wanted Wakanda to help every other black, because he got to see black people suffering.
Right.
If you
Right.
think about it, he said it. I forgot
Shit,
what
think about it.
part.
It was just a fact of the fact. He grew up
Yeah,
He
he
grew up
grew
in
up
LA. He
there.
grew up in
Yeah,
Compton or whatever. Right. So he definitely right.
yeah. And
But he
Wakanda had all this tech. They had shit. They could have put us on the map. Wakanda
Yeah.
could have really put us on the map,
right.
but they didn't. They put that dome up,
Right. And he
and
was like,
just if you're not from Wakanda,
mhm.
because they was killing motherfuckers if they wasn't from Wakanda.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, your ass
But
was dead.
Right.
but right. I mean, and it was an insulated community. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Right.
So
Right.
once he died, that opened T'Challa eyes, and he like, you know what? Because even his old lady was selling when she went out there.
Mhm.
yeah, that's why she left.
You
Right.
know what?
She left. Yep.
It's like the person that never left New Orleans till Hurricane Katrina,
Right.
Mhm.
Oh
and
God.
then left New Orleans. It was like, oh my
Oh
God, this is
God.
the
That's,
rest of the world.
Right.
and there was so many people like that. Lord have mercy.
I know. And it's a shame when you find there's a lot of motherfuckers.
There's a lot of them.
I
When
was
they
like, nigga,
you
like,
talking
man,
about
I ain't never left the
small
7th ward a day in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, nigga,
and they
first
do
I
that
go
all
into
the
Winn
time.
Dixie.
They say people be like, "You from where you from?" She's like, "New Orleans." They're like, "Louisiana." Nope, New Orleans.
Oh yeah, I done had to
Right, because
correct
Yeah.
a
New
lot of
Orleans
people.
is
Like,
not.
oh, well, Brian's from Louisiana. I'm like, no,
No.
baby, I'm from New
Yeah, from New
Orleans.
Orleans.
I ain't
Because
from
we are
Louisiana.
Yeah, that-
it's all just like Texas believe they their own country. New
Uh-huh.
Orleans, we our own shit, right? We don't
Exactly.
belong to
Yeah.
anything. So it's
It-
you're right, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's New Orleans and then everything else
Everything
around
else,
us.
everything else. You know what I'm saying? I was weird because I was living in Shreveport. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, that ain't nothing but North
You was
Texas.
living in North Texas.
That's just North Texas.
Exactly.
Everybody in Shreveport root for the Cowboys. That ain't nothing but North Texas.
That's funny. That's funny. You know, so like, yeah, we need something similar to that, but something that's going to help all the people in the diaspora. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Sometimes they're not gonna exclude ourselves from everybody else, and that's gonna take a little time. And I'm hoping that all the bullshit that's coming down is showing people that more and more, and we can.
I hope so. I see a lot of people that thought one thing. I mean, and not the dummies, not the
Yeah, no,
dummies,
you're talking about
but
those.
people who really thought like, oh, okay, he's gonna do a thing, and it's gonna be a crazy thing, but it's gonna be a thing that benefits the people.
Right.
But and even those people starting to see like, oh, it was some bullshit. Damn,
Right.
damn, you was right.
Yeah.
Oh shit,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that the next move is an eye opener.
Right.
And I ain't gonna lie, I hope they done got all the money they wanted to get for this cycle. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
you know that's what the shit came down to. It's like every fucking change put $1 in somebody's pocket who we
Yeah.
ain't never heard of, and we probably utilize their fucking products on a daily basis. So
Right.
I just hope that they done got their money up for this cycle, and
Right.
that way we can go
Yeah.
back to being getting fucked over with Vaseline for a
Right, thank you. Right,
I
because
miss those
take the
times.
lube away.
You know
Come
what
on,
I'm saying?
man.
Right. You know what I mean?
Make it
Because
smooth.
it's gonna be because there's no such thing as a fair government.
Nah,
You know what I
No.
mean? There's no good government nowhere.
Yeah.
So, but at least satisfy the fucking people.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you satisfy the people, you get less rebellion. You know what I mean?
Right, because what's happening now is simply causing it's causing everything. It's causing a revolution. It's causing the rebellion.
Right.
It's creating an environment that's like, well, nah, fuck that. Nah, I don't work for all this, and now you saying it's obsolete. Fuck that.
Exactly.
Because either I'm gonna go ahead and be a doctor, or I'm gonna say fuck your entire system, and I'm gonna create my own, right? And all that. And I think and I see people going in that direction where they're taking their value out of the dollar, like they're taking it back out of the money in itself. No, I know I got to pay bills. I know I got to take care of this, take care of that, and all that. And like the conversation me and Fred had when we was both looking at the real estate game and all that, it was like they keep trying to sell us millionairedom. I really want millionairedom.
Exactly. And you know what? That's write that down because that's a whole nother show. Because I'm so sick of motherfuckers with that shit. It's like, if you want to make $9 billion a year, it's like, no, nigga, I don't need that.
Need a 16-bedroom
much.
house with 16 bathrooms unless I'm housing the homeless, right?
Exactly.
So unless I'm doing something for the people with that. Because how many air conditioning units that's gonna take?
For
you know
real.
what I'm saying?
For real.
Who cleaning that house? Right? Because
who's dirty in it? You won't make it to every room.
Something that big has to have purpose, and that's where the value come from, and the purpose that it can provide, right? And stuff. So people are like starting to detach themselves from that thing. It's like, okay, what do I need to do to pay these bills right quick? But I still I need to go on vacation. I need to enjoy.
Right, you need to live too, right?
I need to live too, right? And if I need to afterpay every fucking thing or corner some shit,
I'm loving afterpay. I just got here.
Corner, Zezzle, I got all of them. Affirm, all of them. And if you pay them on time, people, they let you.
They hook you up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But pay the people on time. But like, and even those companies, like, they were able to come out and do the thing because people needed a way to do shit.
Right.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the totem pole where they paycheck to paycheck, all they doing is paying bills. They don't get to spend any money on anything else. We're gonna want to spend something on our desires. And if I don't have it, okay, then Klarna's like, you could pay for it in full.
Right. Right.
For a $2 fee.
Right. Them fees is almost zero. Yeah, I mean, for what it is, for the convenience, it's nothing. Yeah.
But if you got 10 million people that want to pay that $2, you balling out of control.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I always said, if you ask 1 million people for $1,
you're a millionaire.
A millionaire as soon as that money come in.
I'm gonna test that. I'm gonna see how many people can give me $1.
Let's see.
Yeah, let's see. If they do, I just need 100,000. That's it.
100,000.
100,000.
All right. If all I got is 100,000, I'm gonna have to give you like 40K.
Look, you can give me 10K, and I'm okay.
We're gonna work with whatever you get.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So we good. You know what I'm saying? This young lady brought the point home with the fact that we are all human.
Elitism around college life is very real. So let's talk about W.E.B. Du Bois and the Talented 10. It suggests that the top 10% of African Americans, those with the most education and talent, lead the rest of the community toward progress and equality. On one end, some in the top 10% carry a misconception that they are generally better than the rest because they are statistically superior. However, your proximity to Western standards does not mean that you're better than any other human being. Furthermore, some in the 90% assume that they are seen as inferior by everyone because of their understanding of Western standards and believe that their humility makes them better than another human being. Regardless where you stand, both the 10% and 90% can be in either category at any given moment. Therefore, we are all equal in human regard. So you being Greek makes you no better than the GDI because you have all letters. You're not better because you're a pageant queen or a campus ambassador or whatever you do or whatever you are. We are all human beings and deserve to be treated with the same respect. All right. I hope y'all got that. It was getting dark.
We are all human beings.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
why the captain of the football team get treated like royalty in high school. For
mm-hmm.
what?
Yeah,
Because you could throw a football?
right.
Shit.
Yeah. Because if you
Motherfucker, I can throw a football.
don't and
Yeah.
if I can't throw a football, I probably can be trained to throw a football. I can practice until I can get to throw a football. So like I
Thank
still
you.
have, if I have the physical capabilities to learn the skill and practice it, then also I could also do the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And all that. I just have to have the desire to want to throw the football.
Yeah, because see, like what she was talking about there, that's why I have a humongous problem with athletes getting put on a pedestal,
Yeah.
movie stars,
Any of it.
musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all put all these, you putting like movie stars, you put these motherfuckers on a pedestal because they pretend to be somebody else.
Right. Yes. Yes.
They're not even their self. They
Right.
pretend to be somebody else.
Right. And they devastated when you find out they might be an asshole in real life.
Oh, devastated ain't even a word. I done seen people that then just been like, oh my God, I can't believe what? Because that motherfucker making movies, you think he's God gift to the world? No.
He's a human like everybody else. He do the same shit. Got the same desires.
You know, football player. Nigga, your career only gonna last 7 years at max. The average football player career lasts 7 to 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you get paid a stupid amount of money to run up and down. You get paid a stupid amount of money to play a game that we all played growing up.
Right. Right.
You just you put in the work and you became that.
Mm-hmm. But that's
when
the
I
whole
listen,
that is a game. Like it is a game, and it's a game for their entertainment, and that's why they pay the people the money for it because they want to watch you run up and down the field,
right?
Their entertainment and get yourself all busted up, and then they're not gonna take care of you after you busted up. We finish playing with you, and you're going about your business.
They do nothing for you. Everything that athletes fought to get, like health care, they wasn't getting health care. Like motherfucker, I just paid you $4 million. Get your own goddamn health care. You know, but they get health care and all. They had to fight for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they had to fight for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, who up? The rappers are the worst.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because like I done seen local legends who get put on that local status.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, nigga, we was just working at Winn-Dixie the other day.
And now you're a local ball player, you all that. You know. But again, it comes from the same thing. It's that elitism. Is
right.
If I'm doing better, if I'm making a couple of extra dollars, if I got a degree, if I got anything else more than you, then I'm better than you. And we got to kill that notion. We got to kill it.
Got to kill it because that kills me. And then when you do nothing, okay, you got the money, aka you got the bag, but then you don't do nothing with it.
That's the problem. That's the problem, and that's the
problem. Now, when all that, because nothing lasts forever, and if you out here spending, Odell Beckham,
you just get a consumer.
I saw a podcast last week with Odell Beckham. This man said he used to spend $4 million a year. And I'm like, what the hell are you spending $4 million a year on?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. There has to be a ceiling, y'all. There has to be a point when you are when you got all that money. There's got to be a point where you're like, I don't know what else to do.
Now, because here's the point: most black football players come from poverty. Odell Beckham from New Orleans.
Right.
He grew up in the he grew up in the hood, cut the neighbor off. He grew up in the hood.
That's great.
You made it.
Cut the neighbor off
Yeah, you know, I live in a neighborhood. When I lived in New Orleans, I lived in the
in
hood.
the hood. Cut the neighbor off.
Cut the neighbor off. But you should have did something with that
Yeah.
because you knew
Mhm.
what it was to not have nothing. But
Mhm.
America told you when you get this money,
Do what you want to with it.
do
And
what
they ain't tell you what you could do with it. They ain't tell you can invest in the insurance policy that was good you was gonna be able to borrow from later and be your own bank. They ain't tell you that,
no.
right? So this information we just getting. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
you know, we're in our 50s. You know,
Right.
Because they
would
need
have been
you to
lovely if we'd have known it earlier.
yeah, they need you to pump their money back in the community, back into their ecosystem on dumb shit.
Right.
Yeah, but $4 fucking million a year. I
Yeah,
can't
that's
even
right.
think of. I can't even think of $4
I can't
million.
even imagine. I cannot imagine.
Bruh,
I think I'm capped out at about 50,000, and that'll be 1 year. That next year I might spend 2,000. You know, that
Right.
first 50, I got every fucking thing I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Element is right, and that's the caveat, because if everybody is rich, nobody
rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. There's no
in
right.
order for them to be wealthy, somebody got to be placed. There has to be a
Right.
number of people who are poor.
Right. There has to be an opposing side. Right.
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 Man. So, and that's what we're fighting against. But I I don't even want everybody to be rich per se. I just want everybody to be like, fuck this money shit. Like,
And
you
see,
know.
that's the thing. They show you the big house with 25 bedrooms that no human being, no one person needs a house with 25 fucking bedrooms. You was absolutely
Our whole
right
family
there.
can move in that. Our entire family can move in that.
Thank you.
Don't your boy Tyler Perry don't he have a big ass house? Matter of fact, he do have a big ass house.
Yeah, he's
in,
got a huge ass fucking house.
Yeah,
in Atlanta.
well, what that was, I could do bad by myself. What is the one?
No, that was
Diary of
yeah, that was his house. That they filmed it. Yeah, and it's just him, huh? Wait, don't he have a fake ass kid or something?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But still,
and it's buying shit just to be buying it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, for that size house, you could have bought so many, I don't know, complexes and got homeless people off the street or some shit. Like, there's 1,000 things you could have did with that. Right.
But you know, I mean, and just natural mentality of human beings, especially if you didn't have and have.
Yeah, remember,
you're gonna get all that shit.
This is why I respect Master P.
Because remember, because you got to remember,
giving back to the community.
Yeah, Tyler Perry was sleeping in his car.
Sleeping in this fucking car. Man, y'all better stop buying that bullshit.
I'm just going by the story. I haven't proven that it's not true, so I'm not gonna say it's not true.
I was a pip. I used to sing backup for Gladys Knight.
And I believe you. You know,
that was me, goddamn.
Your ass wasn't home, you know. I remember, like, where Brian?
I was the third singing Hall and Oates. You know? Shit.
Not Hall and Oates.
Even in this car.
It was Hall and Oates and Grits.
No, I was the and.
You used the and.
Hall and Oates. I was and. You know?
Oh my God. Oh,
okay, not Hall and Oates. All right.
Yep. But
I'm gonna do our Black History moment and we're gonna get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah, for sure.
You ever stop to think how everything dark is always bad? Dark times, dark magic, dark humor, the dark ages. But then light, that's good, right? That's holy, that's pure. Who decided that? Because that wasn't language, that was conditioning. And it's one of the oldest lies that empire ever told. Before colonization, darkness wasn't evil. It was divine. In African cosmologies, darkness was the beginning. In Kemet, ancient Egypt, Kemet literally meant black land, named for the fertile soil that gave life. In Yoruba belief, creation began in darkness, where the divine shaped the world from water and clay. In the Dogon tradition, the blackness of the universe wasn't absence, it was potential. Darkness was the womb, the resting place, the sacred unknown. It wasn't something to fear, it was something to honor. Then Europe needed an enemy, of course. Not just on the battlefield, but in imagination. So they rebranded darkness itself. Christian translators started pairing light with God, with goodness with salvation, and darkness with sin, evil, and the devil. Artists painted angels in gold and demons in shadows. Writers called the medieval era the Dark Ages, as if nothing of value existed outside of their version of light. It wasn't just about color, it was about control. Because if light meant holy and white meant light, then black and everyone who looked like it could be cast as the opposite. That's how racism got spiritualized before it was ever legalized. And the language stuck. I'm guilty. We still say blacklist, black male, dark forces, dark money. And we use light to mean truth and dark to mean deception, without realizing that we're repeating propaganda from the 1400s. That lie got baked into everything: art, religion, politics, skin. It's why colonial missionaries could call Africa the dark continent, not because it lacked light, but because they couldn't see its humanity. Words aren't harmless. They build worlds. So when people say dark like it's bad, they're not describing reality. They're revealing what they were taught to fear. Because darkness isn't evil. It's the soil that births life. It's the night that heals what the day burned. It's the color of the cosmos before creation took form. Darkness is where everything begins, and everything returns. So maybe the question isn't why is dark bad? Maybe it's who benefits when it is. They taught us to fear the dark, when the truth is, we came from it.
All right.
She be fine.
I like her stuff.
I
Man.
know.
Yeah.
That's why she
I
be on
really do.
every show.
I really enjoy her stuff, man.
Yes. You know.
She just don't blink enough for me. She don't be blinking.
But
be
you know, I
looking
think
at
on some of her stuff she used an AI clone on some of her stuff. Because I know some of her stuff
Wow.
I don't
almost different or whatever.
me no like it that AI, man. You know what I'm saying? They had some AI commercial coming talking about if you over 50, I'm like, hey, I am. You know what I'm saying? You need to invest. I was like, get the fuck out of here. You're AI. I'm not listening to a fucking bot tell me where to put my fucking money.
Tell me what to do. You know. So yeah, this was good. Of course, we're gonna have more conversations because we always having good conversation. And element.
We are going to connect with you, brother. Please do not disappear on us. Shit.
Yeah, don't disappear on it because we enjoyed your engagement and we think you should be on here and I'm gonna find you up in here. I'm gonna send you an email or go to choosingempowerment.com and send me a message in there or something and all that so I can get you on here. And I'm a Element. If you do that, you can pick the next show topic. What you think? What y'all think? The Element, what kind
You know what? Let's
Yeah.
let's roll
the dice, man.
Matter of fact, we gonna put it on Element. This is what we talking about next week. Whatever Element holler at us with.
We got to do the week after that because I gotta go to New Orleans.
Okay. So week after that, next week. So next week we're not gonna be here, but we're gonna be right back, which kind of works out too because I got a bunch of shit to do. I just moved, y'all.
You just moved because you bought your house.
Yes. Right. Yes. Yeah. Hold on. I got a button for that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Yeah. So Element, holla at us.
Yeah.
God damn it. This is the People's Podcast. You know,
is this the People's Podcast?
Yeah, 100% the People's Podcast.
It's like we're sitting in your living room.
Damn right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Having libations and
also Element.
And that's a drink. So I don't want y'all to get that shit confused because it do sound right. Yeah, that's drink.
And Element, make sure that you like us on YouTube and Facebook. I saw you on both of them. Like us and subscribe. Follow us on Facebook.
All right, I'm gonna say he with it.
All right. Work on that topic, man.
Yeah, and you let us know early enough so we can prepare.
Right. We do have.
We can go off the fly too, but
I ain't gonna lie. We prepare and then we still go off the fly.
We still go off the fly. We like to have a baseline, you know what I'm saying? I like to pull out some facts.
Yeah.
And all that. But we enjoyed you. I appreciate you. And we appreciate Nay, because my baby Nay be, supporting.
Yeah, my boo-boo.
And for everybody that did pass through, whether you came and stayed or you left or whatever the case may be, we hope you come back. You know,
Mhm.
stick around next time, see how it warm up and all that kind of stuff. Cause you know, we're not here to change your mind. We just want to make you think, baby.
That's all. That
That's all
is
we want to do.
all.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely show up so we can see what element we'll talk about
Absolutely.
next week,
You know
No,
what I'm
week
saying?
after next.
week after next.
And
Show
we
notes
got the
each
next.
other.
In the meantime, we are conscious, we are aware, we stay prepared, but we ain't never scared.
We never
Mm.
Never
scared in this world.
scared.
Ain't never scared. Okay, I'm gonna stop. All right.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Y'all have a good night. Don't let nobody bullshit you this week. I had to get his last comment in there too. Exactly. All right. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.
Peace out.
out.